Good morning and welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained RPG Review. I am DM Bloodworth, and as you can see by the graphics, today's video is going to be an unscripted and random look back at Dragon Magazine. I will be utilizing the Dragon Magazine archive CD, which you can see here. And I picked this up a couple of years ago from between like $80 and $100, I believe. I think it was closer to $80. So it was a real steal at the time. And I mean, it literally puts Dragon Magazine 250 issues at my fingertips that I can easily open up, print out, scan into PDF form if I want to travel around with it or whatnot. So it really, really is an incredible resource of old school gaming. And so if you can ever get your hands on this thing, I highly recommend it, even at $100 price point, because it is that much of a valuable resource to have at your hands if you're doing anything remotely related to old school Dungeons and Dragons. So, without further ado, let's jump right into this. Now you can see that I have the tab down at the bottom, Dragon Magazine Archive CD issue number, and that number is blank. And that's because, like I said, this is going to be a random look back. So I have disc 1 loaded in, so that is going to give me the possibility of issues 1 through 80. And I'm going to use a dice roller to actually see which one we're going to take a look at today. Now, this is going to be a review, kind of like an overview of that particular issue. And then if there is anything particular that my subscribers or passersby want me to delve into even deeper, then I will do a separate connected video going over that as well. So this might become a very comprehensive look at each individual Dragon magazine and then hyper focused on particular articles. But I just wanted to give you kind of a sense of the of each of the magazines, and then eventually I will allow you to to put in the comments section, hey, take a look at issue number 89, let's say. And then I will start, taking in requests to look at specific articles or specific issues of the magazine as well. So without further ado, let's, we'll go to my big screen here, and I am going to bring up on my phone. I already have the D1 through 80 ready to go. And then I will change the graphics here and then jump right into that issue. So we are going to be taking a look today at issue number 23. And so I am going to go into my desktop here and then go into here, and I will find issue number 23. This also has the tactical review, strategic, what the heck is it called? I'll just bring up one of these real quick. So the strategic review, and I'll spend some time with these as well. But let's go back to, let's see how I fix this. Let's go back to issue number 23 now. So, here we go. Issue number 23. Okay. And let me just double check to make sure that you are in fact looking at issue number 23. There we go. Good thing I double checked and made sure that we're both looking at the same thing. So we are now. So let's jump right into issue number 23. Let me see if I can close the menu. Yes, I can. And I will expand. So issue number 23 was volume 3, number 9, March 1979, originally $2. The Thing from a Tower, is now a sword and sorcery story by Gardner Fox. On Guard, Solitaire, the permanent effects of wounds in D&D. Ooh, that'll be interesting to take a look at. Um, and then I will expand this so you can see along with me. There is a Ral Partha advertisement. Fourth Dimension Games, the game of time and space. And here we go. So this is Dragon Rumbles. All right, from the contents here. So Sorcerer's Scroll by Gary Gygax, Dungeons and Prisons. So we'll do features from The Tomb by Gardner Fox. It Weighs What? Michael Mornard. Good News Convention Schedule. And God Solitaire. I'm really going to take a look at James Ward's Damage Permanency on page 19. So that is going to be very, very interesting. So let's see. On Guard and Solitaire. Shorthand dueling method. Combat effectiveness before the duel begins. The combat effectiveness of each duelist must be computed first. Interesting. Critical hits table for this. Are you using a deck of cards? Or just one-on-one dueling? I think when they say solitaire, they're talking about one-on-one. But anyway, I'm going to look at that page 19 first. Good News for Gaming from Gary Gygax. Here we go. I noticed the name Jacques here, so, and as you know, Janelle Jacques has just recently passed, so let's see if this is in any way connected to her. No, it's not. Example, Jacques of D'Arberville. Anyway, I will continue going through here. So Gen Con, we're up to Gen Con 12 at this point. 1979 at the Wisconsin Parkside, University of Wisconsin Parkside. Things from the Tomb. Mind Wrestling, a variation of Psionic Combat by Jeff P. Swickhaffer. I guess that's how you pronounce it. This is, while Psionic Combat in D&D is well handled in Eldritch Wizardry, the D&D supplement number 3, that's from the OD&D white box. So he goes into there a little bit more detail. Water Adventures on Starship Warden. Interesting. So by Carl Harsh. You really get a sense of just the variety of different subject matter that you get in some of the older Dragon magazines as well. They really do hit all of the different genres of gaming at the same time, and include even games that are outside of TSR's own control. The Dungeon Hobby Shop. From the Sorcerer's Scrolls, random generation of creatures from the lower planes. Oh, so you can create creatures from the lower planes. Number of eyes, their nose, their mouth, their body attributes, quadrupeds, general characteristics. Miniature figurines, LTD, a lot of advertisements in the magazines as well. Their attack table, some pretty cool stuff. Very, very useful. Damage permanency or how Hothrog One Ear got his name. Okay, so let's see. The concept of hit points is almost universal in all types of role playing games. They are often used as a measure of how much damage any given being can take in any given situation. In the case of Sword Duel, with two high level and thus high hit point players, it is easily possible to see that 30 hits at 1 to 8 hit points per strike could happen on each side. Logically, 30 such actual cuts would easily kill any real life being in the same situation. It must therefore be assumed that many of those lost hit points represent fatigue, damage to armor, and the battle situation itself, or the weapons used. This being the case, there should be some method of determining the physical damage that finally occurs any given battle. When a person takes a great deal of physical damage in whatever manner, it is highly possible that the effects will become permanent. It is conceivable that a sword could sever a toe or a finger, causing a drop in dexterity, or a ray gun could puncture a lung, causing a drop in constitution. The following charts will help judges curb the more active tendencies of their players. They are used when any given player is reduced to 1 or 2 hit points. The percentile die. 1 to 50, no permanent damage after healing. 51 to 70, being required magical aid in healing correctly. A 71 to a 100 being is maimed unless a wish or 5th level or better clerical healing spell is used or a device is employed. Area of the body damaged permanently, and we have a majority of that. Finally, there's a chart here that kind of reflects the good distribution here. So 1 to the 14 is a head, 95 to 100 are feet, and most of it is going to be the trunk or torso, arms, legs, and hands. But most, the trunk and torso. Head damage is like hearing loss, sight loss, speech impairment, charisma impaired, which means you took facial damage that makes you look less, less good. Intelligence impaired, so a little bit of brain damage done there. Wisdom impaired, fighting ability impaired, and spell ability impaired. All right. Leg damage. Let's see. So most of the hits are going to happen to the torso. And in most cases, the fighting ability is going to be impaired. While this statement is true for a majority of role-playing games, it is not true for D&D, and AD&D poses some contradictions. All right. So the system holds true for games such as MA and GW, Metamorphosis Alpha, and Gamma World, because their systems use a set of number of hit points that are determined by the number of hit die the character is endowed. Okay, the game system set up. So let's see if we actually get a description of what fighting ability impairs. Indicates that the being loses 1 level of fighting experience at every occurrence. All right, so so that's an interesting thing, right? You could actually lose a level of experience, and that is the reflection of the physical damage that your character has taken in that particular area. So yeah, that's really impressive. Now you can get that healed up, as they say, with a 5th level or better clerical spell, or magic healing from an item will cure up these conditions. So if you want to refer to them as conditions. Let's take a look at arms. I'm sure that arms you're going to end up with. So the fighting ability impaired indicates that being the loss of 1 level of fighting experience at every occurrence. So that's the same. Magical ability impaired indicates a loss of one level of experience per occasion if that being has or attained any magical ability. Dexterity impaired indicates a loss of one dexterity point per occurrence, and thieves lose their ability to climb walls. That's if you've lost the use of the arm, basically. Strength impaired indicates 1 point of strength is lost per occasion. So yeah, so there's a number of events that can maim your character and make it difficult for them to perform some of their acts or to perform at the same level that they're used to. Here with your hands, you can weapons ability impaired indicates the decreased use of a certain type of weapon. -1 in hitting per occasion. The areas are as follows: all bows, all crossbows, lances, spears, pole arms, bludgeon type weapons, sword type weapons, or a fist. All right, so 96 to 100. The smallest of the averages here is you can't even use your fist in this situation, or you'd have a -1 to hit with that particular fist. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. Now we'll continue on. So Dungeons and Prisons is the next. The Imperium Challenge. This article might be from. Oh, it doesn't say. So let's see who wrote this article here. So this article here is by Mark S. Day. No tiers formula for getting rid of high-level characters. Continue from page 4. Oh, continue from page 4 is something from Tim Kask. Imperium Challenge. Who wrote this? Not sure. Unless it continues. Yes, it does. It looks like a short story. The Tribes of Cain is a product. The Tribes of Cain may be entered for $10, which includes the first 6 turns and rule booklet. I think this might still be the continuation of that short story. The layout is a bit interesting. It's an adventure in the search of the unknown. Shrink wrap price of $5.49. And there we have it. So there we have all 32 pages or so of Dragon Magazine issue number 23. I didn't catch who did the cover art. Let's see if they give credit for. I want to give proper credits to everyone. Doesn't say. I'm looking. Doesn't say who does the cover art. Hey, if anyone knows who did the cover, kind of odd that it doesn't say who did the cover art. At least I didn't see who did it. Publisher, managing editor is Tim Cass. Art department is David Sutherland and Tom Wham. Joe Orlowski is the circulation management. It's so weird. I'd like to see who did the cover art. It doesn't give them no attribution. No attribution. So anyway, I will switch back here. So there you have it. So there you have, and I can actually make this change now and make this issue 23. And there we have it. So issue 23 review. I hope you enjoyed that. And again, like I said, I am going to keep on doing these randomly. And, and then at some point, I will turn it over to, to you and allow you to select any issue that you wish from issues 1 through 250. And if, we just won't have any duplications. Obviously, if there is anything very, very specific that you want me to take a look at, then feel free to jump in there and say, hey, I heard about this article. Can you take a close look at that as well? And I will certainly be open to doing so. So, as always, I hope you liked this video. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, jump in there and tell me why. And, any questions or comments or anything like that are certainly welcome. And you will have a great rest of your weekend, remainder of your weekend. And as always, I look forward to seeing you on the gaming screen or at a gaming table sometime soon. You have a great rest of your afternoon. Take care.